In order to fully talk about this topic, let's dial it in. Let's really, like, I need to be here with you, baby hair to baby hair. Because toxic productivity is what has you thinking, oh, let me order these 10 self-help books on Amazon. I got 10 in the cart and 5 on the way to my doorstep. And as soon as they are delivered, I will also be delivered and I will have the secret to success, because the secret to success is in these books. And as soon as I get them, girl, I'm going to be unstoppable. Toxic productivity is what has you thinking that your salvation is connected to a self-help book, when really you need to dial it back. And rewind a bit, because this is not a recipe book. So we can't look at it and think to ourselves that, you know, let me get this book, I'm going to open it up and all the instructions are going to be there. Everything that I possibly need is going to be there. Matter of fact, it's going to tell me everything that I need. The ingredients are going to be listed in specific order. The instructions are going to be well laid out. Everything is going to be, it's just going to be this well laid out plan. Like, who can stop me? I don't need to be a great chef. I don't need to be a great chef. I just need to know how to follow directions. So if that's all it takes, then I got this. New year, new me, 2023. Who's gonna stop me? And it sounds all good and gravy. However, this is where it all begins. We start to think that, okay, I just need to work on my mindset. I'm coming up off of a rough step, a rough time. And, you know, I put my purpose and my interest and everything was on the back burner in 2022. So, you know, I just, you know, as soon as 2023 hit, I just need to work on my mindset. My mindset just needs to catch up, you know. Such and such just happened in my life and I just need to get my mind right. So 5 or 6 out of the 10, 15 books that you have coming to your doorstep or are on the way are about mindset. You know, I'm going to detox my thoughts. I'm going to harness the power of my subconscious mind. I'm going to learn the secret to think and grow rich, because rich dad, poor dad, and okay, cool. Let me give you the benefit of the doubt. So you work on your mindset, right? And everything is all good and gravy and everything makes sense, right? And then you're realizing, damn, I got all these books and, you know, I got to dial it back because I haven't really done much with the tools that I've just learned. Like, I'm getting my mind right, I'm getting prepared, but what's the next step? You know, I don't feel very motivated. That's what it is. I need to feel more motivation. So then, bam. Okay, bet. Motivation, say less. Amazon got you. Let me get you these 5 more books on Amazon. Just 5 more books, baby. Hold back, sit tight. 5 more books and I got you about motivation on Amazon. Like, let's keep it going, right? So you're like, you know, I just need to start where I'm at. Do the deep work. Let me look at all these case studies of the outliers and see what works, what doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just need to feel motivated. I just need to witness some stories, some testimonies, because this is the power of broke. This is the year of yes. And I got this. We got this, right? Because now I feel motivated. I feel pumped up. I watched my 10th Steve Harvey and Dr. Miles Monroe video on YouTube and I feel great. Like that, and compared to, I feel amazing, and I'm having the proper conversations that I need to have in my day-to-day life, and everybody, you know, we're all on the same page. Everything is all good and gravy, and who can stop us? Again, who can stop us? And then you realize, like, ooh, I feel pumped up. But really, you feel pumped up at 10 p.m. Now, when 5 a.m. hits, and you thought you were about to apply this 12-week year starting 5 a.m. tomorrow, and then tomorrow comes, you thought you were gonna wake up before the sun hits you, but then you realize it's 11 a.m. the sun rose on you and you're not feeling as motivated anymore. At some point you realize motivation is not enough. Motivation is not the key. Motivation is, I need discipline. You know what? That's what it is. That's what it is. I need discipline. I need discipline. What are the 7 habits of highly effective people? What atomic habits? What can I habit stack to figure this thing out? How can I start getting up at 5 a.m. to eat that frog? Can't nobody hurt me. I just need discipline. I just need discipline. That's it. Between mindset and motivation and discipline, that's all I need. Those are the 3 keys right there. So now you're on book number 16, 21, 30. You start putting things into practice. And now you're realizing, I'm not feeling very satisfied. I don't know how certain I am of what it is that I'm actually choosing to deep dive in. I know that I'm interested in this, but interest is not enough anymore. So I need to find my purpose. My purpose is still, I feel like I'm floating. Let me tell you something. And this is where it gets good. Once you go through all of those trajectories, right? Again, mindset, motivation, discipline, or you're bouncing back and forth and you're realizing like, okay, I need this, I need that, I need this, I need. Once you go through them all, eventually you come to realize none of that is enough. If you can't even be aware to realize what got me in this predicament to begin with, if you are not aware enough to know the origin of why you're not disciplined, of why you don't feel motivated, you don't know what it is deep inside of you that has your mindset all effed up and out of control and turmoil. You don't know what it is that's inside you that has you feeling unmotivated, unable to move. You're not aware because what you have not worked on is your intuition. What you have not worked on is your self-awareness, and you cannot find self-awareness in a book. You might be able to find some tools that connect back to it, but realistically a lot of self-help books are not teaching you how to be self-aware. They're just not. They're assuming, well, first and foremost, we're not even going to get into what they're possibly assuming, whatever the case, because that honestly, that part really does not matter. What does matter is, who are you? Who are you? What do you like? I'm not talking about what you like to wear, where you like to go out, what you like to eat on Sunday. I'm genuinely asking you, who are you? What problem were you called to solve in your lifetime? Those are the answers that you should be seeking. But those are the questions that you should be asking. And when you ask the right questions, that's how you finally, you're being led back to the actual solution that you're looking for, what your calling is. What you're so desperately trying to find is not in a gimmick. It's not in hustle culture. It's not the 50th side hustle that you could do. It's not you creating a life based off of 50 different side hustles that you could all do simultaneously so that you could knock your 9 to 5 and kick it to the hayside and just be this side hustle king or queen. And this is coming from someone who used to literally call herself hustle. Because baby, you couldn't tell me nothing until I realized I don't give a shit about any of that because it doesn't fill me up. What lights your fire? Because what lights your fire cannot be a book. I mean, unless you're writing one, right? Unless you're writing one yourself. Okay, cool. But you're not going to find what lights your fire within someone else's words. You're going to find that within yourself. So that's why self-awareness is what has gotten me personally to where I'm at right now. Self-awareness is honestly what called me to realize, because I had taught for 7 years, left teaching, moved to a whole different state, and now I'm being called back to teaching, but on my terms and with my full understanding of why, what level, who it is that I want to teach, what do I need to learn. Like, these are things that I had to go through, but it took a process of questions. And a lot of us, when you're just walking down the street or you're just mindlessly driving to the point where you're in a trance, you got from point A to point B and you don't even know how it happened, when it happened. All you know is you just kind of like woke up and you're in your driveway. Woke up and you made it to your destination. You don't even realize how you got there. And that's because you're allowing your mind to just aimlessly like do its own thing. The easiest way to get your mind on track is to ask questions. You don't need another self-help book, baby. What you need is to think about what you're thinking about. When people say that, and funny enough, that's actually from a book I've read. So I'm not saying that these books are bad, but what I am saying is you have to think about what you're thinking about on an every second basis. Be very mindful of where your thoughts are coming from, and don't be afraid. Don't let it slide either. If you realize that something somebody said is really throwing you off, or it triggered you to the point where you're angry, you're upset, it's upsetting something within you for a reason, because it's trying to tell you this energy is around you and it doesn't reflect your inside anymore. You're shifting. It's upsetting you because you're not supposed to be there. You're not intended to be there, but you're not realizing it yet because there hasn't been a big enough disruption. And then sometimes when there is a big enough disruption in our lives, we choose to fight the disruption, even though we asked for the change. You asked for the change, and then you're fighting the disruption that is trying to trigger you to change. We can't change without being fully aware of why it is necessary for us to change, what it is that we have to change specifically. Who do you want to become? And you have to fight relentlessly. You have to commit yourself to figuring that part out. as committed as you might be to trying to figure out, you know, if you're on social media or you're creating content, as committed as you might be to trying to figure out who your target audience is, you need to be just as equally as committed to finding out who you are trying to become. And bonus points if you ask yourself, and does that align with who I'm intended to be? Does that align with the problem I am here to solve? Because if you solve problems, you will never be in lack. You will never want for anything. If you solve people's problems, that is the key to your wealth right there. It's about knowing what comes easy to you and not knowing not to push it away so much just because you feel like, oh, that's too easy. That's too easy. If it's so easy, then why can't you do it? Why haven't you reached a pinnacle within that field if it's so easy to you? Like, you know what I'm saying? We tend to we literally run away from our purpose, and your purpose is going to run your ass down. I'm here to tell you, I'm sorry, your purpose is going to run you down. And I mean that in a great way. But you don't have to be 70 to get the point. You can be 50, 40, 30, you can be 60. The sooner you can realize like what has been chasing you throughout your life, the sooner you're going to be like, okay, now introduce the topic of slow living. Now I don't have to seek external validation from things anymore to get my dopamine up, because I am the source and I'm connected to the source. You understand? I'm tapped into the source. What better energy for me to draw from than something that is infinitely inside of me? I want to challenge you with asking yourself these questions. The last self-help book that I purchased, what was it that I saw in it that I felt like I was in lack of? And then ask yourself a follow-up question. Why is it that I don't feel like that is present in my life? Have I had that before? Was there a point in my life where I'm looking at it with blinders on and I'm thinking, oh, this was my golden year. This year right here was like when I had my stuff was just all together. Everything came easy to me. Everything was so easy. I want you to pinpoint, what is it that made you feel like you needed that book or that message, that video, whatever it was, right? Because it doesn't necessarily have to be a self-help book. What made you feel like that was what you needed? Last question I want you to really reflect on, and please comment your answers down below so we could have a conversation about these things. But the last question I want you to ask yourself is, all those thoughts of lack that I have, what event can I pinpoint that could have possibly cultivated that seed within me, that thought of lack within me? Where is that stemming from? And who planted that tree? Did I plant that tree? Did an event in my life plant that tree? Where did that seed come from? That's what I want to talk about. And I'll write down I'll write in the comment section, I'll write down exactly, something that I can reflect on, that I have reflected on. I'll put that down below so that we could start a conversation. But again, like, we got to all start somewhere, and self-awareness is where to begin. I'm so grateful for everyone meeting me where I am at, meeting me at the beginning of, or the beginning of my YouTube journey. I appreciate you guys so much. If you made it to the end of this video, I love you. I appreciate you. Please subscribe, become a homie, a homegirl, or a homeboy. And yeah, I look forward to having these conversations and being transparent with you guys in the future, today, tomorrow, and for forever. Love y'all. Peace. These edges sure tried, huh? They sure tried to do something. It's giving prepared. I don't know what they did, but they tried. It's giving the Lord. Be cool on me, folk. Be cool on me. It's giving sanctified. It's giving Sunday morning. You don't know how hot it is. It's giving I got a word. You don't know how hot it is. So the fact that it's given I need to start. They tried. Be cool on me. Because the boobs. Ooh, it's giving body. It's giving, hey, it's giving sweaty body. Sweaty body. Sweaty body. Don't think that you're not, hey.